My name is Julie Vatcher. I am based in Dorset in the UK, right in the middle on the very south coast, very close to the beach, not far from Bournemouth. Beautiful sunny day. It's not normally like this in the UK. Just wanted to say thank you for joining me. Thank you to Sarah for asking me to do this. I really don't like showing my face on video, on camera. It's normally just my hands. So really pleased that Sarah asked me, thank you. It's been a challenge, but then it's good to step outside your comfort zone, isn't it, and get to grips with a new technique. I hope you enjoy this video. If you're new, have a look at some of my other videos. Thank you. Bye.
Hello. Hello.
This is my son. Hello YouTube world, welcome. Nice to be back. Sorry I had a week off last week. It was just circumstances out of my control. This is a very special video. A do's and don'ts challenge with Sarah Mack, and you can see that one of the do's is use a dustpan. The other do's is use a black base and use one fluorescent colour. So you can see there on my consistency test that I am using fluorescent orange, which is PVA 370. That is Amsterdam greenish blue, 358 Van Dyck brown, PVA 359, and that red is PVA 54. And I have to use no less than 5 colours with a black base. So out of my comfort zone, it's not true. So I'm just marking out there where I want the negative space to be, because I love negative space. And I decide to layer up my cup there. And you will see on that consistency test at the beginning, there's just a couple of colours. It just needed a couple more drops of water. Also, I have to use, this is the don'ts. Don't use a canvas smaller than 12 by 12. So this is a 16 by 16. Don't use silver. And I said, didn't I? Don't use more than 5. Don't use less than 5 colours. And the black's not counted as a colour because it's the base. So I'm going to layer the cup up. So this is probably 1, 2, 3. This is probably my third or fourth attempt. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I will show the others. In fact, in this video at the end, I'm going to show you a different colour combination. Now, I have used complementary colours, but I am using the colours in a way where I hope, and I've kept my consistency quite thick, I hope I don't get mud. Sorry about that, it's my email. I'm doing a voiceover. I haven't used the fluorescent colour before. And I know that it dries completely different to when it's wet. And the reason why I've chosen all these colours is because I really want the fluorescent to really pop out. And we know that the aqua colours and the Van Dyck browns, they go really well together. I mean, I very rarely put green and red together, but the red's the Illyrian Crimson Amsterdam. So, you know, it's not bright red, it's not bright green. Well, it is bright green. So I am being a little brave. I've managed to layer the cup up twice round, and actually I found it with a dustpan pour, it is better to have too much paint than too little. In my experience, not that it's a lot. So I just do a straight pour actually. Varying heights of how I let the paint and the speed, how I let the paint come out of the cup. It's not easy. You almost need a couple of other people, another set of hands rather. And we've got the bright orange in the middle, in the centre. And you can see I'm surrounded by a bit of a mess. Those that watch me regularly know that I'm not actually painting in my studio because we've just moved home and I'm waiting for a new one to be built. So I'm painting in my kitchen. And I'm incredibly short of space. I haven't got my normal camera set up, so I have this camera arm that's weighed down with some weights there because it toppled into one of my paintings and realised it was a bit top heavy. Popping some air bubbles in the pan. So I'm just going to take a bit of black and just so it glides over the bottom easily, just as a bit of a flow extender. Now the very first one that I did of these, I was too jiggy with it. Slow and steady is the name of the game. A continual steadiness as you drag the paint onto the canvas. Oh, a little bit of a jolt there. I'm not overly happy with this. It's very complex. I'm not a fan of complex things, but there's lots of negative space, so I'm going to leave it. A few air bubbles that need to be popped there. And I did tilt this slightly, so I found you don't need to tilt because the paint's hardly moving. You've already stretched it, haven't you? You know, when you drag it. Unless you really have put a lot of paint on the canvas. I'm just trying to get it over that top edge there. So this is the second one. No, sorry, this is the one I did beforehand. So this is drier than the one that I've just done. And it's drying completely different to when it was wet. Now, colours are slightly different. I start off with the orange. That's a dark indigo blue. Dahlia and Roni. And I use a lot of gold as a barrier between complementary colours. That's a bright Amsterdam Carmine red gold. It's not 24K gold because that would just take over. Van Dyke brown, orange, that is a homemade sap green, so black and yellow in various quantities will give you a olivey sappy green. So I just have to interject here, I do add some 24K gold at the end, and I didn't shake the bottle, so you'll see that it's split at the end. Straight pour again. I think I prefer these colours to the first one, but the green really does take over. I don't even think I put a lot of green in there. So I know I used Dough Crafts yellow to make up that paint. So I think it's very light density, and yellow always takes over, doesn't it? So obviously didn't sink. So here we have the dried results, and you can see where it's split there, and I think it's because it's 24K gold. Also there's a bit of a bogey there, I don't know what that is, but there's a little bit too much green in here for me. 24K gold, I think it's because I didn't shake the bottle. I could be wrong. I just reached for it and didn't give it a shake, so obviously it's split there. But that orange does really pop against the green, you can see, and against the sunlight it does really stand out. It's a little bit different for me, but this one, the colours really do pop, and it's dried so differently to the wet results. I mean, that fluorescent orange really does dull down quite a lot. One more test to do, and that is this evening I'm going to take a picture of it when it's dark, well, dusk, see what happens. But look at the complementary colour, the blues just really do ping, really do stand out. So I am quite pleased with that one. And next week I'm going to show you the bloopers, because there are a few. So I thought I'd wait till the evening. I think it's about 10 o'clock. I just did a quick grainy video because obviously it's just on my phone. I just wanted to see what colours really stood out. You can see the fluorescent orange doesn't really stand out as much as that green does there. That PVA, I think it's 375, and the blue stands out. You can just see bits of the orange, but I think the orange is semi-transparent, so it's not quite popped as I'd hoped, but still a nice set of paintings. enjoyed doing it. Thanks for watching.